Hello, class. There's nobody here in class at the moment, so the show must go on either way because as you know, the show must go on. So fortunately for us, the assignment for this week is virtually identical to the assignment from last week. Now, I am aware of the fact that this week 9 assignment is labeled week 8 and the week 8 assignment is labeled week 9, but it's pretty much the same material, right? So we're not going to worry about that too much. If it turns out that I think I got a message that some students turned the work in under week 9 for the week 8. If that's what you did, then go ahead and put the week 8, the week 9, which is this one on your screen right now, put that under week 9, okay? So that you don't have to delete and re-upload and all that stuff. So I would know, when I look at the work, I would know that, okay, this is completely different. It must be from the flip or the flip-flop. Okay, so that's not a problem. But as far as the material is concerned, it's pretty much all the same. It's identical to last week. So use last week's video to do this assignment. What do I mean by that? These are all the same. You're doing a bunch of divisions, like you have 7.5 milligrams for the first one, and that's the order, and you're trying to fill the order 7.5 milligrams by mouth orally. That's what PO means. I hope you went on the internet and did your own research about what all these terminologies mean, right? I think there's something here that says where is it? PEQs, right? PEQIV, right? That's milliequivalents, right? So we should know what all these terminologies mean. But that's not the focus of what we're doing. What we're doing is trying to figure out the mathematics, okay? This is not a medical terminology class. We're trying to figure out the mathematics, but at least we should understand what these symbols mean, all right? So, for example, for numbers 1A through E, the only thing that you're doing here is dividing, right? And then writing more or less. And also notice that some people were leaving this space blank and they weren't saying whether it's more or less. You have to, that's part of the grade. All right, so if it's 7.5, you want, and you have 5 milligrams, then you're gonna divide 7.5 by 5, and that gives you some number, 1.5, something like that. Don't quote me on that. I'm just thinking it's 1.5, okay? So if it is it is 1.5. So if it's 1.5, then you're gonna say, well, we're gonna need 1.5 tablets because you need 1.5 to fill this order. Same thing here, 45, and then you have 30, so you divide. That also gives you 1.5, I believe. And then when you get that 1.5, obviously it means, what it means is that you need more. Why do you need more? Because 7.5 is greater than 5. So if 7.5 is greater than 5 and the order is 7.5 and what you have available is 5, then you're going to need more of it. So that pretty much takes care of the whole of number 1, okay? That takes care of number 1. Number 2, we're doing the whole proportion thing we did last week. What do I mean by we're doing the proportion thing we did last week? Well, here's what I mean. I thought I had connected my, I thought I had connected my pen, my electronic pen, but apparently I have not connected it. I'm sorry about that, but it would only take a second to connect. Well, actually, I'm lying. It would take a few seconds. So it's connected now. So it was about 5 seconds, right? Okay. So all that's happening here, ladies and gentlemen, is that we're setting up a proportion, just like we did last week, right? This is what is available. 125 mg over 5 milliliters equal, you want to make sure that the mg's are in the same position. If you decide to put both of them in the numerator, then both of them go in the numerator and both the mLs go in the denominator. If you choose to put the mLs in the numerator, then both mLs would have to go in the numerator and the mg's will go in the denominator. So this is 100 mg. And then obviously this is what we're trying to find. We don't know what it is. So we call it x ml. And then from here you cross multiply. When you're cross multiplying, you don't need to include the mLs and the mg's because you already know that your answer is going to be an ml. So do 125 times x, that's 125x, equal 5 times 100, which is 500. Okay, divide by 125. 125. X equal 4. What does that tell me? Well, we're looking for ml, so it's 4 mLs. So that means that for this 100 milligram by mouth order, okay, we're gonna need 4 mLs. So the question here is, what do we need, more or less? Well, once again, 100 milligrams is smaller than 125 milligrams. So we're obviously going to need less of it. How much specifically are we going to need? We're going to need 4 milliliters. You're going to do the same thing for all these problems, just like we did last week, okay? Just like we did last week. You're going to do the same exact thing. You set up the proportion, cross multiply, and solve for x. All these are the same. They're all the same. The only thing that I noticed here was that this little mistake, well, it wasn't this problem. No. It wasn't this problem. Oh, by the way, for part D says you have 0.5 grams of an antibiotic, right? That's what you've been asked to take. And that actually makes sense, right? Because I remember I was once prescribed 1 gram of azithromycin. Okay, so 1 gram of azithromycin, and actually that's interesting because I remember the capsules came in, and I'm not making this up. You know, it's actually something that happened, right? I was prescribed 1 gram of azithromycin, and the tablets came in 250, so I had to take 4 of them, right? So it's a similar scenario. You're prescribed 0.5 gram. So 0.5 gram, by the way, is 500 milligrams. How do I know that? Because I'm going to change the grams to milligrams by multiplying by 1,000, excuse me. So that gives me 500 milligrams. So if it's 500 milligrams and I have capsules in 250s, then I'm going to need 2 of them, which is 500 divided by 250. So I'm going to need 2 of them. That's obviously more. So your 2 is going to go here and your more is going to go here. Please make sure you put the 2 here and the more here. If you don't do that, you're not going to get full credit. Same applies to this problem. Divide. Put your answer here. Put the more or less here. In this case, you're going to have to set up a proportion. You're going to do your 20 mg or MEG, excuse me, 20 MEG over X equal 40 MEG over 10 ml. This is X ml, okay? Cross multiply, 40X equal, cross multiply 200. Solve for X, and you know what to do. All right. Okay. So what else do we have? Yeah, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. What else do we have? Solve the proportion. Same type of problem. Same type of problem. 15, if 15 milliliters of a solution contains 75 grams of medication, 15 mLs contains 75 milligrams, then how many milligrams is 60 mLs going to contain? Okay, cross multiply. 115x equal 75 times 60. And divide both sides by 15. X equal, right? Well, 74 times 5 is 300. So, you know, set up the proportion. You've done this a billion times. I feel like an old record player. Well, I don't know. I mean, some of us are old enough to know what a record player is, but you know, some of us may not appreciate that joke, but maybe you can ask somebody. I sound like a broken record. That's what they say. Okay. So what else? It's the same thing. It's always the same thing. A client is to take 3 tablets for 28 days. So how many do you have to take? You multiply, right? I mean, I feel like I'm spoiling the fun for you because this is just, you know, it's pretty much, I know you're going to get all these problems right because it's identical to last week's problems. And most of it is like something that is already intuitive. I mean, you know, if you went to the doctor and you were asked to take 500 milligrams and you had 250s, that's what was available, you would know that you're supposed to take 2 of them, right? This is not something that would require so much calculation to figure out. This one says a healthcare provider instructed to administer 70 mLs every 8 hours. How many hours will be needed for 21 ml? Well, you can set up a proportion to do this one, right? Because what am I doing? Okay. You're going to say 700 mLs every 8 hours. So 2100 mLs, how many hours? X hours. Cross multiply. 700 X equal 2100 times 8. Divide both sides by 700. Obviously, these are going to cancel out. You have your X equal, and use your calculator from this point, right? And so that's how much you're going to need. Now, by the way, when I do these problems, one thing I want to reiterate is that when I do these problems, I'm not doing them because I'm absent-minded and I don't realize that I'm actually doing the problem for you. I know that I am doing the problem and you're going to copy this exact thing as your answer. But, you know, I believe if I could do a couple just to demonstrate, then, you know, you would have an easier time doing the rest, right? Bless you. So same thing here, right? 2 tablets contain this amount of milligrams. So how many milligrams in 10 tablets? Well, 2 tablets, let's call it 2 TBs, contain 625 mgs. So how many mgs? I don't know, I'm going to call it X. is contained in 10 tablets. Once again, cross multiply and solve for x. It's really, that's it. And we've done cross multiplication several times. What else? So this one says 80 milligrams. Okay, yeah. Remember that the reason why there's an error here, right? And the reason why there's an error here is because 80 goes with 480 and 60 goes with X, but it's been written backwards. The 80 is going with the X. It shouldn't be that way, right? 80 and 480 should be in one fraction. So that's where the error is. It says identify the error, okay? These ones are just like the ones we did last time. So you've been asked to, the instruction here says, read the medication labels and calculate the number of tablets or capsules necessary to provide the dosage ordered. Well, what's the order for 4A? The order is that you're supposed to take 5. You know what? I saw a mistake somewhere. I don't know why. I saw a mistake in one of these problems when I was going through it. I was going to bring your attention to it. And I can't find it. I swear I saw a mistake somewhere. I know I saw. Let me just check something. Okay, yes. This is a mistake. This is a mistake. This is supposed to be 0.09 grams. So please, when you're doing the homework, change this to grams. It should be grams, not milligrams. Okay? It's 0.09 grams. Number, I think it's 1C. 0.0. Yeah, okay, so that's what it was. All right. So every 12 hours for 10 days, okay? Well, first of all, the amount we've been asked to, and once again, you know, I hate to, what's the word I'm looking for? I hate to extricate myself from, you know, whatever errors are, you know, in these assignments, but I didn't, you know, I mean, these assignments are pre-built. So when I see the errors, I can call the attention to it. But, you know, like something like this, you know, I mean, it's supposed to be 0, not O. That's an O. It's 0.5. It shouldn't be 0.5 because there's no such thing as 0.5. It's 0.5. It should look like this, right? It shouldn't look like this. So anyway, I don't think that would bother you that much, but it bothers me. Okay. So anyway, this is 0.5 grams. Okay. First of all, the prescription is in milligrams. So let's just go ahead and change this into milligrams because I mean, oops, what did I just do? Because the medication is in milligrams, but we've been prescribed the medication in grams. So we know that 0.5 grams, to change that into milligrams, we multiply by 1,000. To go from grams to milligrams, you multiply by 1,000, which gives you 500 milligrams. So what you've been ordered to do is take 500 milligrams every 12 hours for 10 days, right? So how many do you need? That's the question. What do you think? Tell me, give me your opinion. What do you think? If we need 500, let's see here. If we need 500 every 12 hours, right? Let me just double check something here. Okay. So, once again, there's something here that I'm not so happy about, but I'm gonna call your attention to it in a second. Just bear with me. I'm not sharing my screen right now, but just bear with me for a second. Okay, so here's the deal. This thing should say, it should say for 10 days. It doesn't make sense to say take 500 milligrams every 12 hours or 10 days. Those are not two equivalent options. If you take it every 12 hours, then you can't take it every 10 days because every 12 hours is twice a day, and every 10 days is every 10 days, So it should be 500 milligrams for 10 days. So once again, when you go to do your homework, you're going to see this thing is or instead of for, which would make you wonder what sense does it make? But when you change it to 4, then it makes sense because you're being asked to take 500 milligrams. Where did I get 500 from? I changed this into milligrams every 12 hours for 10 days. Well, first of all, if I have these, this is what I'm given. The medication is made in 250 mgs. So obviously, every 12 hours, I'm going to take 2. Every 12 hours, I'm going to take 2. See, and it says, read the label and calculate the number of tablets or capsules necessary to provide the dosage ordered. So you're going to need 2 every 12 hours. 2 tablets. Are they capsules? They're delayed release capsules, right? So you're going to need 2 capsules every 12 hours. And of course, if you wanted to calculate the total amount of capsules that the pharmacist needs to give you, it would be 4 times 10. Why 4 times 10? Because you're taking 2 every 12 hours, which means you're taking 4 in a day. For 10 days, you're going to need 40 capsules. So I noticed that, well, you can write both, right? I want you to calculate both. Tell me how much you need for the dosage and how much the pharmacist needs, how many, the pharmacist needs to give you, right? How many you take per dosage and how many the pharmacist needs to give you. In this case, you take 2 for each dose and the pharmacist needs to give you a total of 40 capsules. The same thing the same thing is going on here with this order of 180 milligrams, and you're given 90. I mean, so if it's 180, but the manufacturer makes 90 milligrams, then obviously you need 2 per dose. You need 2, because each time you want to take 180, you got to take 2 of these 90s to make your 180, right? This one says take 80 milligrams every 12 hours. But these are 40 mgs, 40 milligrams, right? So you're going to have to take 2 of them every 12 hours. Every 12 hours, you take 2 of them, because you need to take 80 and you have 40 on hand. So, I mean, these are things you can already do. I mean, you don't need to be in nursing school to know that if you have to take 4 milligrams and the medication is made in 2, then you need to double up to get your 4 milligrams every 8 hours, right? So I'm pretty sure you're going to get 100 on these assignments. I'm quite sure about that. Okay. This one says calculate the volume. So in this case, you're going to have to start doing proportions, right? Because you're given the proportion right here. It tells you that every 5 mLs of the medication contains 25 milligrams. And so you're being asked to calculate the number of milligrams you're going to need, the number of milliliters you're going to need, which says calculate the volume necessary, right? So you're going to set up a proportion, just like we've done so far. 5 mLs go with 25 mgs equal X mLs. Remember that if you put mLs on top, both of them have to be on top. 100 mgs, cross multiply, 25x equal 500. 25 x equal 20. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, that's it. You're gonna get 100 on this assignment. 1, because it's exactly the same as last week's, and 2, because most of these are things that you already know. All right. So for all of these, you're gonna do proportions. Like for number part E, for example, here, you're trying to do 6 grams. But just don't forget that if this is in grams and this is in milligrams, then you have to change this into milligrams by multiplying it by 1,000, which gives you 600 milligrams. So you set up a proportion, 300 mgs over 5 ml equal 600 mgs over X mLs. Oh, I see. They don't even want you to solve here. Well, they do want you to solve. Yeah, this is fill in the blanks. So the blank here obviously is gonna be yours. 500, 600. The 600 is gonna go in this box. And then you cross multiply, and you're gonna get your 300x, and then your 5 times 600, which is 3,000. Okay. Then the next step, once you put your 3,000 here, the next step is to divide both sides by 300. They're all the same. All these problems are the same. So I'm confident you're gonna ace. You're gonna get at least 95%. Any questions before I sign off? Any questions? Oh, before you came to class, I was saying that if you accidentally, because this assignment is week 9, but it's labeled week 8, if you accidentally place last week's assignment under week 9, there's no need to erase anything. Just go and place this one under week 8. Okay, I'm gonna look in both places when I'm grading. So either way, I'll find it. All right. Any questions? No? All right. All right. So I will see you next week, and I'm gonna post this video just in case you
Wait,
need to reference it.
Mr. K.
Yes,
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm doing good. Were you about to close the Zoom right now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I
The,
think email. I don't think you've seen it, but I'm just playing catch up right now. I had a child in the hospital the whole entire week, so I've been preoccupied. That's not an excuse. I was just letting you know. But I'm like going back to your older videos and like trying to fill out the assignments.
well, yeah, that's fine. I mean, sometimes you have to take care of business, so that's not a problem.
Mhm.
The most important thing is that we have the 3.5 weeks to go. So just pace yourself, keeping in mind that you have 3.5 weeks to get everything done. But I don't have a problem with that.
Okay. Oh, well, I just didn't do the past 2 assignments, and I don't think I did any discussion board last week, so I'm gonna do that this week. And also, like, I don't know. I just don't understand everything. You are like explaining it very well in the other assignment, and then this one, and listening to your last week's Zoom. I'm just a little confused. Maybe I'm gonna listen to the beginning of this one and see if they kind of correlate.
Right, right, right. Well, maybe the reason why you're confused is because we're doing some proportions here and you haven't done the proportions assignment yet. I'm not sure, but I don't remember how far back the proportions assignment was, but maybe instead of trying to do these ones and work your way backwards, go to the oldest assignment that you missed and work your way forward.
Okay, that was not last week, but the week before.
Right. So go to that assignment from 2 weeks ago and do that one before you get to the one from last week and this week.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So do listen to that recording first.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
Because the information builds on the previous one. So just listen to it and see what you can come up with. And then just if you have any issues, just email me. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All
That
right.
sounds.
So
Uh,
next week we don't have class. I'm not gonna be in class next week. I'll try and send you a video next week. But I'm not gonna be in class. So I will see you in 2 weeks, and
okay.
you can look out for the video. I always post the videos under announcements, like I'm gonna do with this one. All right?
When is our exam?
Which exam?
Do we have one more exam left, right? Or do we have 2 left?
Oh, the final exam.
Oh, we only have one more. So it was midterms and final. That's all we have to do in this class?
I believe so. I believe so.
Oh, okay. Because
But
some classes have
everything.
more.
I'm sorry. Come again.
Some classes have more, so I'm just trying to make sure we only have 2 in this one.
Right. Right. Well, everything that's due
Hmm.
can be found under well, let's see. Week 9, week 12, final exam. So when you click on the final exam, it will tell you what date is due, right? It says due on Friday. Why doesn't it say a date? That's weird. Anyway, but you can figure it out because when we get to that week, which is in 2.5 weeks is when we're gonna get there. Whatever that Friday is for that week, that's when it's due, right? So next week is week 10. The week after that is week 11. The week after that would be week 12. And this is due on Friday of week 12 at 11:59 Pacific time. So let's see. I thought the assignments. Okay, assignments. The due dates are here. I knew there was somewhere. Well, the final exams, week 12. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, so that would be first week in March. Okay. So when we get there, I'll remind you when it's due, the final exam. Okay.
Okay. Just don't want to miss it. I was just making sure.
All right. So,
Okay, so I'm just gonna go back. I'm just gonna go back to all of the assignments that I haven't done. Hopefully tomorrow. She's still in the hospital today. Hopefully there discharges by end of the day. But I'll try to do it tomorrow when I have somebody watching her.
that sounds good. I mean, you don't have to, if you have a sick child and you're taking care of it, I mean, you don't have to like go overboard and do it all in one day. You could give yourself a few days. I don't mind. So just
But what I mean,
turn it.
it's not you, but doesn't the system doesn't it kind of close it? Isn't it automatic? I thought these things were automatic and they close.
Don't worry about that. Just work on it as soon as you can. But don't worry about when it closes. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
I gotta
okay.
go to my next class, so I'll see you
Okay.
all in 2 minutes. Okay.
All right, Mr. K. Thank you. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.